I'm going to tell you how to get more views on your videos using YouTube's built-in search features, and we're starting right now.
That's just how it is. Ain't waiting on me.
What is going on? My name is Nick from tubertools.com. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your channel, make videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, so we all know that getting views on YouTube can be challenging, especially if you are just getting started and you don't really know how to tap into the discovery features of YouTube. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you what you can do to get your videos to show up when people are actually looking for things on YouTube. We're going to go over titles, we're going to go over descriptions, we're going to go over tags, and some other things that are extremely important to make sure that you're doing right so that YouTube will want to show your videos to other people on the platform. First, let's talk about titles. So when it comes to titling your videos, a lot of people will actually title their videos as the very last step in the process of putting a video up on YouTube. However, that's actually the backwards way to do it. Instead, you actually want to come up with your video idea first, and then from your video idea, you want to start thinking of titles and thinking of how you're going to title your videos and how you're going to structure all of the information that you put into YouTube so that YouTube will help put your videos in front of other people. Here's what I mean. Let's say that you have a particular topic in your brain that you want to make a video about. What you would do is you would go into YouTube and you would start typing in exactly what it is that you are thinking or the topic that you are thinking about making a video about. From there, what you're going to see is as you start typing that information in, YouTube is actually going to show you a list of different ways that people are actually looking specifically for that topic that you are wanting to make a video about. So using that information, what you want to do is you want to see exactly how people are looking for the particular topic that you're wanting to make a video about. And then from there, you're wanting to actually take one of those suggestions that YouTube is giving you, and you're wanting to make sure that you have that as all of or part of the title of your video. Now, just by doing this by itself, you are drastically increasing your chances of people being able to find your video when people are actually searching for something on YouTube. But we're gonna go deeper. Another thing that you wanna make sure that you do when you are typing in the topic that you're wanting to talk about to see what YouTube is gonna present to you is you actually wanna hit search and you wanna see the list of videos that actually come up for that specific term that you are considering making a video about. Here's where it gets fun. What you wanna do is you want to look and see the results that are shown when you search for that specific topic, because those are your competition. Those are the people that you're going to be going up against when you are trying to actually show up for that specific term. There are tools like TubeBuddy that can help you identify your chances of ranking for specific phrases or specific terms. But what you want to do, if you want to do it manually, is you want to look and see exactly who is ranking in those particular spots. So what you want to do when those results are presented to you and you are doing this manually, you want to say, okay, are there any other channels that are about the same size as mine that are ranking for any of these results? If the answer is yes, then that's the go ahead to move on to the next step. If the answer is no, then basically you just keep repeating that process over and over again until you find one of the ways that people are searching for the topic that you want to make that you do have a chance to rank your video for. And real quick, before we move on to the next step, I want to let you know that search inside of YouTube and using search discovery inside of YouTube, or tapping into, I should say, search discovery on YouTube is really important, because when you do that, what you're doing is you're basically creating assets for all these specific terms that are going to continually drive traffic to your channel over a long period of time. In addition to that, by using the techniques that we're talking about right now, you can also show up in search engines like Google and Yahoo and MSN, for example, when people are searching for that topic in those as well. So search is very powerful and it can bring you a ton of traffic, but it's also important to understand that the recommendation features on YouTube actually have the largest amount of traffic. So some of the stuff that we're going to talk about later in the video is actually going to help make sure that YouTube internally is also promoting your content as well. So with that said, we're going to move on to step number 2, which is your description. So basically how the structure works is you have your title, and then to help prop up your title or to give more context to your title, you want to use your description. I recommend that you do not pollute your descriptions with anything at the very top of your description except for an actual description of the video. In fact, YouTube actually recommends that the first paragraph or 2 of your video description does exactly that. It describes what's happening in your video. And what you want to do is you you want to take the title that you made for your video, the actual phrase that you're trying to get your video to show up for, and you want to take that and you actually want to put it in the description as well, so it's a part of your video description. Now here's a tip. YouTube recommends that you take the most important part of what it is that you're trying to get your video to show up for, and you put that at the very front of your titles, and that you put that at the very top of your video description, because it's what people see first. So when you search for something on YouTube, what you're going to see is you're going to see the title. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get cut off anywhere, that people can see exactly what it is that they are looking for when a search result comes up. In addition to that, they also show a snippet of the video description as well. So you want to make sure that the very top part of your description also fits into that teaser spot in the search results, so that when people see the title, if they want a little bit more context, they're also going to see that very top part of the description as well. So to recap that, you want to make sure that you have the actual phrase in your description that you're trying to rank for that you pulled from your title. And then you also want to make sure that you're being a little bit persuasive, so that when people do see that show up in search results, they're more inclined to click on it and come into your video. The third step in this process is tags. Now, when it comes to tags, you want to make sure that you're optimizing everything for the relevance of what it is that you're trying to rank the video for, or in other words, the actual title itself. So because of that, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put the actual phrase that you're trying to rank for as your very first tag, because YouTube specifically says that you need to put the tags in there in the order of importance. Once you have that first tag in there, that's your title, and not your entire title unless it's only that phrase. But if you have the phrase or the keyword and you have additional things on it, then you don't necessarily want to put that in there. You just want to put the actual phrase that you're trying to get your video to show up for. And then from there, all of the other tags that you put into the tag box should be things that are directly related to the title itself. So let me give you an example. So let's say that your video is about the best camera lenses or how to beat this particular game. So on the camera lens side, let's say that what you're trying to rank for is best camera lenses, for example. Then what you'd want to do is you'd want to say best camera lenses 2019, best camera lens reviews, camera lenses, best camera lenses for beginners, lenses for beginners, and so on, until you fill out that tag box with all relevant tags that support what it is that you're trying to rank for in the actual title itself. And relevance is key here, because YouTube's default sorting when people are looking for stuff in search is to sort by relevance. So relevance is extremely important in this situation. So let's say that you are making gaming content and you are trying to rank for a specific gaming phrase. And what you would do is you would take that phrase, you would put it in your title, you'd put it in your description or as part of your description, and you would also put it in your tags as well. And then you would build all of your tags around that for relevance. So every tag that you would use would be relevant to that title that you are trying to rank the video for. Now, if you use something like TubeBuddy that I mentioned before, then TubeBuddy will auto-suggest tags for you, and then you can pick and choose which ones are relevant to your video. But if you are not using any types of tools for your stuff and you're just doing everything manually, then what you want to do is you want to go back to YouTube search and you want to start typing in there different ways that people might be looking for that particular game that you are trying to rank your video for, or the specific phrase that you're trying to rank the video for. Now, keep in mind, relevancy is extremely important. So you want to make sure any tags that you are using when you are pulling them from the autocomplete or from TubeBuddy or wherever, that they are relevant to the actual phrase that you're trying to rank the video for. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm really trying to stress relevancy here. Now, one question that I get a lot is people will say, hey, Nick, I'm using the title in my description and I'm using relevant tags, but what they don't think about is other ranking factors that are extremely important when it comes to YouTube. So when it comes to ranking your videos in search, what happens is, even if you have the right title, description, and tags, if people are not clicking on your thumbnails and your titles, then what's going to happen is YouTube is going to say, well, people are not responding to this, so therefore we're not going to keep this video in the search rankings, because when we have it there, nobody's clicking on it. And this is why thumbnails and titles are so important, because even though you might have everything perfect on the actual information that you fill into YouTube for your title, description, and tags, if your titles and thumbnails are not getting clicked, then it's not going to do you much good because people are not responding to your content. So what you have to make sure that you do is you have to make sure that you're also making effective thumbnails, because that is a part of ranking in search. Again, this is something that TubeBuddy can help you with their thumbnail testing feature, but what you want to do at the very least is, if your videos videos are not showing up for those particular things, you want to go in and you want to look at the click-through rate on your thumbnails, and you want to just get an idea on how that compares to the rest of the thumbnails on your channel with about an equal view count. If the number is extremely low, and here in a second I'm going to tell you what the averages are, but if that number is extremely low, then that tells you, okay, well, I need to get to work on making a better thumbnail that people respond to in a better way so that I improve my chances of showing up when people are looking for this specific topic. To give you a benchmark, the average on YouTube across the platform is between 2 and 10% on the click-through rate on your thumbnail. So what you want to do is if you're at the low end of that, you want to say, okay, how can I make it better? If you're on the high end of that, you still want to say, how can I make it better? But you can say, okay, well, at least my thumbnail's doing okay. So maybe it's one of the other things that he's going to talk about right here in a second. Now, before we move on to the next ones, it's also important for me to let you know that if your video is getting a ton of views, then in that particular case, having a low click-through rate is actually relatively normal because YouTube is trying to show it to people that aren't as qualified to see it. Whereas if you don't have a lot of views on your thumbnail, then in that particular case, then YouTube is showing it to a lot more qualified people, which means you seriously have some work to do if your number is low. Now, the two other things that we're going to talk about that are also important ranking factors are the retention on your videos and the engagement that you're getting on your videos. So when it comes to your retention, YouTube shows us in our analytics how people are actually responding to our video content through our audience retention report. So what you want to make sure is that you're getting as much watch time as possible from each video that you upload. And here's why that's important. YouTube is judging our content based on how much watch time we can generate per impression. So what that means is every time YouTube shows your thumbnail and title to somebody, how much time do they actually spend watching your video? If it's a lot and you're doing these other things that I'm talking about, then your video is going to do well. If it's not a lot, then there's a really good chance that those particular videos are not going to do that great. Now, with that said, there are other factors in this as well, like engagement that we're going to talk about here in a second, to where if your video retention is kind of average, but you have tons of engagement on your video, everything is optimized perfectly, and you have a high click-through rate, then you can still rank in search. You can still get suggested all over YouTube, but you would get suggested more if your retention that you're getting on your videos or the watch time that you're getting on your videos was higher, for example. Now, when it comes to engagement, YouTube also says that they also rank videos based on the amount of engagement that they generate as well. So if you have content and you're not getting any comments, then it's going to be more difficult for you to rank in search than it will be if people are interested in what you're doing and they're leaving a lot of comments on your videos. And that's why it's common for bigger channels to rank faster and to rank in more competitive spots easier, because one, they've just had experience on actually learning how to keep people watching, learning how to get people to click on their thumbnails and so on. But it's also because within minutes of publishing, they can generate tons of engagement on their videos, which helps them instantly go into those ideal spots until YouTube tries to figure out if their video is a good performer or not. But here's the thing that I want you to always keep in mind. If your content and your thumbnails are not on point, then everything else that you can do isn't gonna help. But if your content and your thumbnails are proven to be on point through the data that you get in your analytics, then that actually gives you a little flexibility on the other things, because if people are responding to it, YouTube is more likely to promote it. And that applies to search, and it also applies to having your videos suggested next to other videos on YouTube, and that also applies to having your videos show up on people's home pages as well, which is gold. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are writing your titles correctly and that you're going after good topics that you have a chance to show up for. You want to make sure that your description is on point in your tags, but you also want to make sure that your thumbnail and your content are on point, as well as your title, because if they're not, then it doesn't matter how good the other stuff is, YouTube isn't going to help you out much. But if it is on point and you also have your title, your description, and your tags put together, then you're just going to make like a little power formula to constantly be sending traffic into your channel, which is what you want. Now, if you're new to YouTube and you want to give yourself an edge, make sure that you watch this video right here of tools that I recommend for YouTubers, because there's a lot of really good stuff in there that'll help you out. And to learn more about growing your channel, making videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.